the F&O space. Clearly there seems to be some pressure which has built up around the stock. So give us a sense.
Yeah, looks like a volume-backed selling for the stock on the back of results and that slight disappointment. But the charts have come back towards a slight oversold territory for Blue Star at 1550 levels. So my sense is that maybe if the stock opens with another fresh leg on the downside, say closer to 1520 mark tomorrow, that could actually be taken as a good contra buying opportunity.
And what about Power Grid? That's the other one, taking a 4% knock in the future segment. There is pressure, one of the top losers, in fact, on the Nifty futures. We generally don't talk too much about Power Grid, but numbers were weak, and just Kunal, give us a sense. How does it look?
Yeah, I think the stock seems to be into a perennial consolidation for the past, at least the last 8-9 months or so. It's been stuck at this 280 band for Power Grid, maybe plus minus 20 points, 10 points for the stock price broadly. I haven't tracked the stock in the very recent terms, specifically with the lack of momentum, and expecting the stock to just about trade sideways and pivot around the 280 levels for another couple of months at least.
Kunal, Bajaj Finance is down only 1.21%, but half of that is coming in the cash segment, 0.63% down since 315. And Jio Finance is another stock where we've seen some kind of correction coming in. Again, most of the change has come in the last 15 minutes or so. How do you look at both Bajaj Finance and Jio Finance?
See, I think Bajaj Finance is something which I would still be very bullish on, and I think I would sense that maybe closer to the nearest levels of breakout around 1185 to be precise. I think that's a very strong support for Bajaj Finance, and with the fact that the stock has gained the leadership stance back again for the financial services, I would believe Bajaj Finance should be a good candidate for a buy on dips. Jio Finance is a very high beta stock. Now 2 days back or 3 days back, the stock had been showing good volume price uptake, showed a good move towards I think 265 or 267 on the spot levels. But I would wait for the next round of a breakout about 267 mark to go for a buy. So Bajaj Finance is more of a buy on dips. Jio Finance is more of a buy on breakout.
The most active call is 24,700 at this point in time, Kunal, and there is a lot of and the open interest PCR for that is around 0.47 at this point in time.
But I sense that this time around the 24,700 mark could be broken for the index, because we are nearing the break of the 200 moving average at this 24,750 levels. The positive part when I look at it in terms of indicators is, few of the ADX indicators which gives us a sense in terms of the speed in which the markets could likely move up. The ADX indicators have started to turn up on the positive side. So maybe one more day of a breakout, and that's where I would believe that we might expect the index to gain significant momentum. So if I have to take a bet or maybe a hunch over here, I would go for a buy trade on the index, expecting or anticipating that in the next 1 week we would break past about these 24,700 levels.
Okay, all right. We continue to monitor how rates are shaping up in this last 7 minutes of trade left. I'll quickly also pull out the sectors and their contributions to the Nifty. It's essentially oil and gas which has carried the Nifty today. Otherwise, we would be surely in some trouble. And of course, within oil and gas, it's largely Reliance. 62 positive points contributed by Reliance alone in the day of trade today. What you're seeing is, of course, the open interest distribution. Those are your contributors, 66 points by Reliance alone, and that's what's carried the index higher. But let's pull up some of those FNOQs, right? Let's pull up the open interest distribution, try and analyze that a little bit better. In fact, let me toss it to Sajid.
Yeah, I just wanted to go through the open interest changes which is coming in. There's a lot of unwinding which is happening with the August 11 series, where 2400, 500 and 2400, 600, the calls are getting unwound, at this point in time. There's a good put addition also happening. If you can show the open interest change here, it will give you a good indication of what's happening there. Open interest is building up for 2400, 600, so it's giving a good support coming in there, and 24,700 as well. But if you look at the distribution, we're now evenly placed between 24,600 and 24,700. It seems that the market is now stabilizing with respect to the new gas, because for the last 3 days we were seeing a distortion between how the call writer or call put writers were putting the bets and how the index was moving. Today it seems that there's some sanity in the way it's coming in. So there is some stability which seems to be coming in today. There's a aggressive call writing that has happened, and some unwinds which have happened at the lower levels, Kunal.
Yeah, it looks like that it's a much more better session, and it just tells that maybe the markets are now trying to get a hang of the cash, in that sense, not deviate or be too much volatile. Hopefully, I think over the next couple of days and end of this week, as well as the start of the next week, we might probably expect that the markets could be a lot more smoother going forward. And hopefully, once the volatility subsides, you might have a point where the market trades quite normally, and then the next day gap up, gap down for the index more or less happens in a very similar manner with what transpired for the index previously.